What's going on, everybody? Jason here, bringing you a video. I'm going to show you guys how to tune up a guitar, kind of like you tune up your car, but we're going to tune up a guitar. If for some reason your guitar is just not sounding good or doing weird things, not staying in tune, there could be many different things. What I'm about to show you may help you guys out. Now, this is something I do anytime I buy a guitar, whether it's brand new or used. This is what I do, everything I'm going to show you in this video. Now, I just picked up another Jackson 7-string used off a marketplace from a guy for fairly cheap, and I am bringing this back with me into Arizona for a friend of mine. It's a long story. He's kind of in a bad way, and I'm going to help him out. So I got him a guitar, and this is some stuff. I already had the amp and the guitar stand. I picked up a cheap gig bag and a strap and picks and cable and all that stuff. A whole little setup here so he can jam. And it cost me hardly anything. So I was glad to help. He knows this is coming, so I am going to revamp this guitar for him, tune it up, and make sure that everything is good on it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. As for the guitar itself, it's in really good condition. I really don't know what's up with this black string on the 7-string. I don't know. I know you can buy colored strings, so I don't know, somebody put it on there or something. But everything on this guitar already seems like it's in fairly good condition. Except there's a nick there, which is not a big deal. It's just on the wood, and then there's a little nick up there. But this is pretty much the exact same guitar as the 7-string I have over there. Mine is just mine's glossy with the plastic covers on the pickups. This is flat black. Does not have the covers on the pickups, but I think it's pretty much the exact same guitar. Anyway, enough babbling. Let's get started and let me show you exactly what we're gonna do. All right, first thing we're gonna do is take off the strings. You guys are gonna need some tools. I am using some basic wire cutters here. I have my whole small toolbox off to the side here. You are gonna need a Phillips head, maybe some small wrenches. I will show you what you need as you go along. For now, we're going to take the strings off, and we are going to straight cut these off. I hope it doesn't happen what happened on my other Jackson. When you take these strings off, the cups in the back just fall out. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we shall see here. Okay, so we're going to come over here just like around. You can cut almost 2 at a time. If you have some good wire cutters, we're just gonna cut the strings right off. Make things quick and simple. And let's see. Yeah, it looks like all these cups are just going to fall out. That's kind of stupid. Hopefully these cups are the same. Yeah, alright. All these cups are the same, so we can just pull these strings out. I don't know if these are actually called cups, that's what I'm calling them. Okay, then we're just going to unwind these off the tuners, and you're just going to throw them in the trash. That's simple. Okay, now that we have everything off, you can kind of get a closer look at it. You can see how dirty this is down here. You can see they still have the plastic left on, which is fine. We're going to take that off because I hate it when that's left on. But overall, I mean, I'm really close up here. This is not bad at all. We're just going to clean this. And we're going to tighten all of these, all the screws, everything. Neck. Frets are a little scrapey, but that's okay. And then if we zoom in here on the bridge, you can definitely see how dirty this is. So the first, and there's all the string cups that go in the back. Now the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take this out in the garage and blow this sucker off with my air compressor. Okay, now you can see after the air compressor, much cleaner. I don't think we're going to have to do anything else. I'm not even sure if I'll have to wipe this down. I am going to wipe the neck though, so I may have to wipe off some of that. So the nut's all nice and clean. This area right here, all the dust is gone. Definitely get yourself an air compressor. Saves time, much easier. Okay, first thing we're going to do is get rid of this Alright, that looks much nicer. Okay, so far everything we've done really just cosmetics. We will get to the mechanics here shortly. First, we're going to clean the neck. And I'm going to be using this stuff. I don't even remember where I got this. Guitar Center was a Proline Lemon Oil. I'm pretty sure you can get this off of Amazon. And we're just going to spray, get yourself some paper towels. Try to only get it on the wood or fretboard. There's no reason to spray this all over the guitar because it is oily. This is going to add a little bit more moisture to your fretboard, shine it up for a little while, and it cleans it. Okay, next you're just going to spray some Windex. Don't get it on your speakers. And you're just going to wipe some of the areas where you got some overspray with that fret cleaner because it is oily, and if you get overspray, it's not going to come off. It's going to be all oily and look like crap on your finish of your guitar. So we're just going to wipe that. So what you want to do is just feel your electronics here, see how they feel. It all feels fine. We're not going to mess with that. If the knobs felt loose, you can just pull these up, and there's some wrench nuts to tighten on there. This all feels fine. But the first thing, let's go under here, and we're just going to tighten. And we're just going to we just tighten the strap nut there, whatever you call it, and then now we're just going to make sure that the cable jack is tightened in. Then you just want to turn your cable jack, that nut, just make sure that it's tight. You know, these always get loose sometimes. This one seems to be just fine. So then you're going to take your Phillips, you're going to go over here and check your screw on the bridge, which I can't seem to get that in there. There we go. That's torqued down really, really good. And then we're going to check all these screws for the pickups. I believe this is the pickup saddle, and we're just going to make sure you don't ever want to over tighten anything on here, especially on these. The bridge screws need to be pretty tight. These on these plastic saddles, you don't want to over tighten those. So we're going to be using on this guitar a 10 millimeter for these nuts, and I can already feel that these were loose, and you're just going to tighten these up just a little bit. In my opinion, this really helps keep your guitar in tune. The brand and the type of tuners matter more, but you definitely don't want these loose. Again, do not over tighten these, just get them very, very snug. Okay, so there's these tiny little screws on the back of the tuners, and you're just going to take your Phillips, small Phillips, and again, just make sure these are tightened. Okay, now we're going to flip around to the back. Actually, I forgot to tighten, you can't see it off camera, I'm tightening the other strap nut. That was a little loose right there. Then we're going to make sure the neck bolts are tight. These are pretty freaking tight. These are torqued down. You do not want to tighten them anymore, only if they're loose. These are fine. And tighten. Make sure the electronics backing plate is just screwed on. Okay guys, the first half of the tune-up is done. You take the strings off and you just go over and just make sure everything's tightened. That's really all there is to it. Now I got a brand new set of strings. We're gonna throw on this puppy some D'Addarios, 10 to 59s, 7-string D'Addario set. We're gonna throw these some brand new ones on here. We're gonna stretch them, break them in a little bit. We will make sure the neck is set up right. We'll make sure we'll check the bridge, make sure the string height's okay, make sure the intonation is correct, and go from there. Okay, now don't forget, when we put these strings in the back, we got to make sure we go put our string cup in. Okay, we pretty much have tuned the strings exactly where they need to be. We haven't even played it. But so what you want to do, you want to break your strings in really quickly. So because if you just put the strings on and tune it and start playing it, it's going to go out of tune very quickly. So what you're going to do is just tug on your strings. Not too crazy. Each one, you're just going to kind of yank on it, pull it around a little bit. Okay, then you're going to retune it again. And you're going to notice it's going to be really off. Okay guys, we put on new strings, we tuned them up, broke them in a little bit. They're pretty much in tune. What we're gonna do now, before we check the intonation, we need to make sure that we get the neck correct. And the way that you do that is you're gonna want to get yourself like a straight edge. You can get something like this from Harbor Freight. Like me, I actually cut this down. It's about 1.5 feet. And what you're gonna do, and you got to make sure that it's something perfectly straight, is you're gonna just rest this on the first fret. In the middle of the guitar, in the middle of the neck. And this might be almost impossible for me to show you guys. So what you're doing, guys, is you're gonna do this. You're gonna put this on your neck like this. And then you're gonna come really close. And this is, again, this is almost impossible. But what you want is you don't want all the frets to be touching the straight edge. And what I mean by that is you want an ever so slight bow, okay? Really slight, almost so slight that you can barely tell. If all the frets are touching this straight edge, then your neck, you don't want your neck to be perfectly straight. You want a little tiny little bow in there. That helps with the fret buzz. I already checked this one and it doesn't seem like there's enough bow, so we're gonna adjust the truss rod just a little bit. Okay, now that we've removed the truss rod cover, this little plastic cover, what you're going to want to do, and I don't always remember this 100% exact, I believe in order to put more bow, you turn the Allen wrench to the left, which is actually taking stress off the truss rod so that the strings will pull the neck up. The more tension, the tighter you put the truss rod, that pulls the neck down. I believe that's the way it is. I might be wrong. But what we're going to do is just a little bit of a turn here. And then we're going to check that. Okay guys, I'm trying to be as still as possible here. Do you see where the edge, you can see there's a very small space. If we come over here, the edge, the straight edge is resting on the fret. As we go till about the middle, you can see there is space between the edge and the frets. And then once you come back over here, it's pretty much gone. It is now touching the edge again. You can see it ever so slight. And that's kind of what you want, guys. Okay guys, we put back on the truss rod cover. And now what we're going to do is just the height of our strings. Now this is personal preference. Some people like their action to be low, some people like it to be high. I kind of like where it's at already. I'm just going to make a few minor adjustments. You're just going to have to find the appropriate size Allen wrench that fits your bridge. A lot of bridges are different. So some of these just going to raise. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. You wanted like a nice curve, and I'll show you that when I'm done. Okay guys, this is what I'm talking about when you want a nice flow with your strings. You kind of want them to curve like this with the neck. And if you can see, you kind of always, the spacing when you look at it is always going to get bigger as you come to the bigger string. And again, it's personal preference. This isn't that high, it's a little high, not too bad. But really eliminates the buzz. Adjusting that neck, and there's hardly any buzz on this guitar. Sounds really freaking nice. I think it's kind of a perfect height. But the height of the string, that is going to be personal preference. And again, you adjust the height with these little Allen wrench holes right there, which I'm pretty sure you guys can see that, or already know how to do it. But that's how I like my strings. You get this nice flow, nice and perfect. Now what we're going to do is do the intonation. I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay guys, we're gonna do intonation, and what intonation is we're basically gonna pick the E string, and we're gonna try to get this. You can see on my tuner over here, we're gonna go down a little bit. Okay, we're perfectly in tune. This is the E string. Now we're gonna go to the 12th fret on the E string, and that's going to be another E. And if this is intonated correctly, it will also be green. Okay. The intonation on this is, on the E string, is pretty dead on the E string. That's pretty good. The B string is really hard. It's hard to register that on the tuner. Okay, there we got the B string, and then we're going to hold the 12th fret. It is not doing anything. There we go. Oh, looks like the intonation on that's pretty nice. Alright guys, the guitar is 100% done. We took off the old strings, we tightened everything up, put on new strings, adjusted the neck, intonation, string height. We did everything we needed to do on here. Joe, this guitar is coming at you, man, and let's see how this sounds. Yeah? guys, well, it appears everything works great. All we did was take off the old strings, we tightened everything up, cleaned it, put on new strings, adjusted the neck, the intonation, the string height, everything is set up. This thing freaking, I think, might actually sound better than mine. This thing's freaking awesome. I actually took a little permanent marker to those dings right here, and then up here on the neck, a little permanent marker to kind of hide it a little bit. But no, this guitar is freaking badass. This is just as awesome as my Jackson 7-string. Really like this. Joe, hope you like it. This is coming at you. Everything freaking works. Sounds freaking awesome. Ready to go. And for any of you guys looking on how to tune up or revamp your guitar, hope this video helped you out. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Metal till freaking death out there.